I couldn't be more excited to tell you about this painting that we have coming up for sale. It's called Modern Rome Campo Vaccino, and it's by arguably Britain's most popular artist, J.M.W. Turner, Joseph Mallord William Turner. It was painted in 1839, and it's one of only 5 Turner paintings that are of comparable stature and importance left in private hands. The estimate is 12 to 18 million pounds, and the sale will be on the 7th of July in the evening. It really is the pinnacle of what we all look forward to in the forthcoming sales, a masterpiece for sale.
This is, I think, one of the finest pictures to come on the auction market in my time in the auction world. It is a phenomenal picture, and I'm lucky enough to be the auctioneer. I think it'll be a very exciting auction. I've been in the art world for 35 years, and I would say that of all the pictures that I've been lucky enough to sell myself, this would be in my top 5. The last really great old master picture I saw was the Rubens of the Massacre of the Innocents, which made just under £50 million. But I think this picture is of comparable quality to that. It's got a sort of changing light that is so exciting. And if you look at the different glazes and the different colours and the real subtleties of this picture, this is painted by an absolute master. And this is him at his best.
Turner made a very brief trip to Italy in 1802, but his first proper trip was in 1819. And this is the main fruit of that trip. During that time, he did a number of sketches. He filled 8 sketchbooks full of pencil sketches. And this picture actually was painted in 1839, exhibited at the Royal Academy then, so much later than this first trip in 1819. Sometimes Turner painted pairs of paintings. In this case, he did ancient Italy and modern Italy, ancient Rome and modern Rome, the bustling details of people going about their daily business. And then you've got the wonderful ancient ruins bathed in this wonderful Italian light. It's very interesting that when he exhibited in 1839 at the Royal Academy, the press was obviously very mixed. I mean, a lot of people didn't really understand what he was trying to achieve. This extraordinary use of colour, I think they found this very perplexing. The way he uses these very pale colours and the strong blue. I think it was a very bold sort of contrast of colour. And I think people found this, it wasn't at all what they were used to.
What separates Turner from the rest of the artists of his era and so impresses future generations of artists is his emotional response to a topographical setting. I think really it's the reason that I feel such a connection and feel so passionate about Turner. So we don't just have a landscape of Rome, we have an emotional, magical, ephemeral dream that Turner recreates. You've got a beautiful sort of clean underlayer of canvas, and then each subsequent layer, for the architecture here, for example, Turner has let paint dry, he's gone back onto it, and you can see here there are so many layers of colour. There's probably about 12 different colours being used in one little square centimetre. You've got these wonderful brush strokes. Here you've just got this deliciously wet application of paint where he's just with the most delicate paintbrush gone through and painted the detail of the ivy. Here you've got him using the end of his brush to then scrape away the wetness of that pigment. And on top again you can just see the imprint of his thumb where he's obviously been holding something and working with both hands. It's rare to find a painting that's over 170 years old that's been preserved in such exceptional condition. It's literally been in the collection of only 2 owners before today. It's also always been kept glazed, which means behind glass, and also protected by a backboard which has been behind the canvas at the back. Turner has chosen to paint this remarkable work on a very finely woven linen canvas that's stretched onto a very traditional wooden stretcher. This particular stretcher is distinctive as it has the highest quality of materials and construction. By taking this painting out of its frame, you can literally see the canvas as Turner left it. So you can see the canvas, you can see the tacks that have been used to adhere the canvas to the stretcher. It's almost as if Turner's literally put his paintbrush down and walked away, because you've got the wonderful dribbles of paint that come down the side of the canvas. And you really get the glisten and the freshness of pigment, as if the artist has literally just walked away. It really is a case that you're not trying to get across to people the fact that this is precisely what Rome looked like at a particular time. It's much more a very romantic and nostalgic way of recalling a feeling about going to a certain place and everything that that means to you. For Turner, the way that he put that across was through light and through colour. Monet, for example, said of Turner, "He only has an eye, but my God, what an eye."
Well, the incredible thing is this painting has only actually really had two owners, and they're both Scottish. The first was Hugh Munro of Navarre, one of the great Turner patrons, friends and collectors, and the second was the Rosebery family. And then it was on loan to the National Gallery of Scotland for many years, and now it's come south again. Turner, as you know, was a great curmudgeon, very difficult to get close to him, and he had very, very few close friends. But Hugh Munro, who was 22 years younger than him, became a very close friend, and it was because he was a very shy, diffident man who clearly was obsessed with art. He was a collector, owned paintings by Watteau and Tiepolo. But he had this obvious passion for Turner, and Turner responded. He bought his first Turner painting in 1836. He bought two at the Academy, including Juliet and her nurse. And it was 2 years later that he bought Modern Rome. When Munro died, it was an enormous event because it was almost impossible to buy Turner paintings because the vast majority had gone in the Turner bequest to the nation. So his sale attracted huge interest, and it was 3 sales in 1878. And Lord Rosebery had just married the great heiress, Hannah Rothschild, and it was to celebrate their marriage that he bought Modern Rome.
We've specifically designed a room with a seat in front of the picture so you can come and sit for as long as you'd like. It will be on public view as well, and we just encourage everybody to make the most of this picture being on public exhibition. This could be one of the last chances to see it and really enjoy it for as long as you'd like.